Hi everybody, welcome to the Football Strategist. My name is Toomey, and if you have had like a bad week one or a bad draft and you're worried about your fantasy performance throughout the rest of the season, fear not. I'm here to give you some really cheap and easy tips on how to make sure that you are constantly churning your roster to get the best effort out of your team. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe to keep these videos coming. But without further ado, let's get into our first player that I'm going to be evaluating, and that's Ty Davis-Price. So I really love him as a bench stash this week. I think everybody's obviously running to the Jeff Wilson pickup after the Eli Mitchell injury against the Bears in week one. Obviously Jeff Wilson is going to get the first stab at the backup role. And he's had some success in the past, but I do think he's not performing as well as he used to in the past. I think he had like a 2.4 yards per carry against the Bears, who are going to be a good defense and improving, but they're not a juggernaut yet. And I think that the 49ers team, they have other items in the bag that let you know that there's other players they want to use, and starting off with Ty Davis-Price. So I think you should pick him up now if you haven't already. He's really cheap. He's probably free on your waiver wire right now. And this really reminds me of the Bears situation last year. So if you guys remember last year, David Montgomery got injured. Everybody flocked to the waiver wire to pick up Damian Williams. I was one of the few people, I think, who was really excited about Khalil Herbert coming out of Virginia Tech. I'm a UVA grad. I went to the University of Virginia, so I've seen all the Virginia Tech games when they like stomp us into the ground, unfortunately. And he's like a really good running back. He's not like a super sexy running back. He just does what he needs to do. He has good speed, good vision, good yards after contact, and just 1 foot in the ground and goes. I really liked him, so I picked him up. I'm thinking that they were at least going to split work between him and Damian Williams. Damian Williams got hurt because he is often injured, similar to kind of Jeff Wilson too. And I thought it was just a better investment for my budget at the time to get Khalil Herbert. And that was one of the things that helped me win my really competitive 14-team league last year. So I think there's a lot of similarities here. So what else about TDP? He's a really solid running back out of Louisiana, LSU. He has really nice wiggle, nice jump cuts, really good speed. I think he ran like a 4.4. He has good yards after contact. Just watching his film, and I'm going to get into Jordan Mason a little later, I do just see like a more exciting player in TDP, and that's why I'm siding towards him versus Jordan Mason, but I could definitely be wrong about that. What else about this situation that really gives me confidence in him? I mean, they obviously invested a high round pick in him. I understand, and I immediately hear the whispers of Trey Sermon whenever I say something like that to 49ers fans. But I do think that a team is trying not to waste draft capital when they keep drafting running backs high. So I do think their intention is for TDP to take a role on the team, and this is really a good opportunity to just see if he can sink or swim. So I think that there's something there. Let's move on to a little bit more about Jeff Wilson. So after Eli Mitchell went down in the game, he got a lot of the snaps, but he did share a ton with Kyle Juszczyk on passing downs, and obviously Deebo Samuel came in and was a much more effective runner. So it does look like they're really looking for a first and second down back, and that's another case where usually like a rookie is a little safer to play in first and second down. Third down, it seems like they kind of have that covered with how they're utilizing Juszczyk and Deebo in that role, and then Jeff Wilson could obviously come in as a third down back. I already got into his yards per carry. And they worked out a lot of vets this week, and they ended up signing Marlon Mack to the practice squad. I think that's a really surprising move when everybody keeps saying that there's so much confidence in Jeff Wilson. It's just another thing that kind of gives me pause about spending a ton of my fab budget on Jeff Wilson versus spending nearly nothing or $0 like waiver claim on like a TDP. And then the last point that I know people will probably bring up is that like TDP, he was inactive with the first week, healthy scratch. This happens all the time in the NFL. If a player is better on special teams, they're going to get the call up versus a player who's not, unless they're one of the number 1 or 2 on the squad. And so TDP was like the third string running back. He doesn't do special teams like Jordan Mason does, and therefore he was inactive. I don't think that's incredibly concerning. I'm a Colts fan. They actually cut Philip Lindsay, who was like the third best runner on the team behind Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines, in preference for like a Deion Jackson. I truly think, and they signed Lindsay to practice squad. God forbid something happened to JT, they would be starting Lindsay over Deion Jackson. But Deion Jackson is really, really good on special teams, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. In conclusion, I honestly think you could probably pick up Jordan Mason and TDP. I have a preference for TDP, but I definitely would just be fading Jeff Wilson. I don't think that there's like a lot of upside there for the budget you're going to be paying, and I think you can get the rookies for free. But TDP is my choice because I think he has the best upside to be like an RB2, possibly even an RB1 if he was given like a full workload in this 2-month time frame where Eli's out. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Good luck this weekend. Take care, guys. Bye.